thick of it, checked it out and said, yeah, okay. And then we could see from hearing that I'd written that, and then hearing a bit of the material that we were heading in the same direction, I feel. And this was a good feeling. This was the start of the adventure. How's that sound, Frank? Anything else you want to know in there? Features some real string players in there. No fake synthesizers anymore. Real strings. Arranged by James and myself. No help from anybody else. Totally done by ourselves. Except Solo conducted them. Peter Sullivan, that is. Formal word. And a lovely trumpet solo in the middle there by Bob Vinia. Fantastic trumpet player. We just let him go for it. Bob, we said go for it. And at the end there's a soprano sax solo, which is featuring James Valentine from the Models, yes. But the earth makes the James Valentine. Okay. And what else we got in there? That's it. That's all that's in there. There's a lot of other goodies in there. It's a very exciting track, I might say myself. A very adventurous track. And I'll leave it on that note. Thank you. Next song. Don't Go. This is Don't Go. Okay. Funny story, this one. Funny story, James. Tell me. You know the story up by heart now, don't you?
We were working on another song.
A bit of expression there. We're working on another.
song.
That's a bit of expression. He's getting there, Frank.
And we came across that theme.
No, you've got to put the expression, because otherwise it doesn't get the feel. So like you say, coming across the theme.
That's right. We came across the theme line.
Coming across the ba-da-da-da-da. We're working on another song, weren't we?
One of some other members.
Another song. A song that Pierre had written, and we were sort of trying to, what would you call it, restore it, kind of.
Rescue it.
Just give it a bit of light. And when we stumbled across that, well, when James actually, he was responsible for that funny little tune. And I said to myself, that tune is a tune on its own. Forget this song. Moving right along, we decided that we'd pursue another song using the same theme, the da-da-da-da-da. Then all of a sudden, what do you know? I break out into the jazz swing bass, and there you have it. Don't Go was formed. The chorus just fell in. It was just an obvious thing to play.
What?
It was. It just was there, waiting for us to play it, wasn't it? It was just there.
You remember?
I remember.
Happy?
I was a bit happy, we thought at first, but then we said, Psuedo Record doesn't have to be a sad, depressing band. We can be a happy band too. And this was after a fair while of discussion, wasn't it, Dad, about the happiness of that song? And then we decided, it was a happier thing, James said. And I said, I'll think about it. I remember I had to go home. I had to get the right, but I had to get the first melody, because I had a different melody first. I think that one was a bit sucky.
You said it was too American.
Yeah, it was a bit American, but who cares? They buy a lot of records over there, basically. Okay, Frank? Carefully you word that too, Frank. James is going, so we'll just keep talking here. Sorry about that.
Are you back?
Okay, he's back. We're back. Where were we? The chorus, yes. We were up to that. We finished Don't Go, and it was all opening and singing and dancing, and we thought, not a bad tune. And
We didn't think much of it at first, actually.
I did. You said, I said it was a good single, and you said, you reckon? I was telling you about the clip, and you said, what do you mean clip? And I said, single. I was the one in
I never really thought so.
Get out. There you go. All right.
Try.
Now we're going to try.
Try.
Third song. What
last
is it?
one we wrote.
1, 2, 3. The last song we wrote, is it?
Yep.
You sure about this?
Yeah.
This was the last addition, Frank, to the album. We'd written 10 songs that we thought we had the album sorted out, and our producer Mark Berry rang me up and said, listen, those last 2 songs you put on suck. He said, I want some more hits. He said, you've got to write some more good ones. And we said, okay. So James and I went away. We were just dabbling around. We didn't even sort of really intend on writing a song where we were just mucking around in here, buggerising around on the keyboards, and all of a sudden, and you did those chords, and I was playing the wrong bass note, and it made it into a different song.
Yeah.
And it just
We were just
happened,
mucking around.
didn't it? And I was just,
Right.
you didn't know what I was playing, I didn't know what you were playing. I was playing one song, you were playing another, and it ended up doing, because we were doing different bass notes, and you were going, how do you like that, Frank? We're playing two different songs, you know, just mucking around, anything, we're making it up. And we went into this song. And all of a sudden there it was. And if I recall, Which Way to Look was almost part of Don't Go, remember? You're going to be the subverse of Don't Go.
Was it?
Don't worry about that for now. Anyway,
The verse was an old
Which way to look?
bass line.
Yeah, on one of your old tunes
One
off
of
the
my
tape.
old
We discovered it going through the tape, yeah. And that little string line and all that, yeah. And just fell together like that. Yeah, like usual. They all just fell together. And then we had the little middle eight section come in where it just all just bazookaed away with all the brass.
Cowbells and all
Cowbells, doodahs and percussion going on in there. Very happening part of the song. Into the Americanised lead break. Look out. We said, I've never done a lead break on record, mind you. I said, look, let's do a lead break. We weren't sure if we were going to have another. James led me. And after a bit of coaxing. And after, we weren't sure if we were going to put a little Which Way to Look, Which Way to Turn in there. And on the original demo we did. That's irrelevant, who wants to know about that? Anyway, so, but then we decided to just have a pure lead break. Yep, so that's what we did.
the producer made you do it at the end again.
Yeah, and the producer made me do it lead at the end, that's right. And after the try, yeah, a bit of lead hanging out. He said, I can imagine him cruising down the highway in a Cadillac, roof off, and the lead brake fading out in the distance. And that's how Try became the last addition to Love and Adventure. Thank you. Okay, the hotline is ringing. Okay, now, next song.
Be you.
I Will Be You. This is another one of those songs, Frank, that I wrote sort of before James sort of joined us. It was just on the eve of when James was joining us. This was another song that I played him that I'd written after Tony departed suddenly. This song was written in a rehearsal studio, basically, by myself and Anthony sort of kicking his drums along behind me. I went home and I thought I had a nice little tune there, the melody. I took it home, just got into it, got a song happening, and I came up with this theme, you know, da-na-da-na-na-na-na. We like themes in this band, we like little tunes, memorable whistle ball tunes. And then it became into such a dramatic piece of work. It did, that moved me. I had this story in my head, inspired by the movie Arthur. Of when the old man, the butler of Arthur, who's always been the best faithful butler, put up with any of the shit Arthur did, was so good to him all his life. And at the end, he's dying. I'm getting choked up here. He's dying at the end. At the end, he's in the room and he's dying, and Arthur is waiting on him. Arthur reverses the situation for the last day of his life, and the butler is spoilt by Arthur doing all the good things to him and getting all these things in his room, and he made the whole hospital room look like his own room at home. It was so touching. And this is where this song had its inspiration of the words, I will be you, you will be me. And they traded places for a day, the last day. A very touching song lyrically. And with the help of Anthony, a hero there, after I told him such a moving story, I showed him how many syllables he was allowed to use. He wrote some touching lines in this also, and added his little mark on the song, on the album also. Yes, that's it. Now, cheer up. A happy song to end off the album on side one, just to put a nice, happy smile on your face, so you're not too depressed or anything at the end of the side one, you know. A nice kick up the backside into a happy little fun tune called Girl. Funny story, this one.
Funny.
James. Written by James Leigh.
Yeah.
Totally. Wasn't even intended for the album, really, was it? Just it was one of your little tricky tunes you were kicking around in the
I just had little tunes and I didn't want to...
Yeah, didn't want to lose them? Yeah.
Thought they were good.
Yeah.
So I used them. Showed it to Brian.
And I just said, but he'd written all over it.
But you weren't really.
No, I did. I think you'll find I did. You were the one saying, I don't think
I
it's
didn't
census.
really.
And I said straight
really
away,
didn't consider
James,
that.
it's got hit written all over it. But I said it's a really different direction. Then again, this was a happy tune. So we discussed this, and we said, I'll tell you now, if we send this to Berry, he's going to say, put it on the album.
Mark Berry.
Mark Berry, this is, yes. And what do you know? We send him the tape. I ring him up a week later. Mark, did you get the tape? Yeah, I got the tape, he says. I say, did you hear that song, Girl? He goes, yeah, it's a hit.
What was that? I remember what he said, the emulator voice.
With the emulator voices at the front, really done on a cruddy little 4-track here in Joseph's bedroom, which is the original piece that's on the record, was actually manufactured solo by James in his bedroom, a cruddy little recorder. Same piece that's on the record. We just transferred it on the disc. Yep, and Mark was delighted. He said, that's a great song. He said, it's nice and light-hearted, and we all thought about it. And the other two characters were a little bit disillusioned by it. They didn't want to do it at first. Pierre and Anthony sort of said, well, it's a bit sort of happy for us.
Still a bit funny about it now.
They're still a bit funny, yes. They are. Anthony's very, very funny. Shouldn't print that, though. But we all grew on us all, and I said that it was such a happy song, it would be fun to do it, because I thought we could have a bit of fun on stage with that, and it has proved to do such a feat.
It goes over good.
It goes over very well.
They all say it's cute.
It's cute, yep, and I tell them, it's sick. No, but it's a great song.
It's not sick.
That's it, it's so sick.
It's corny.
Yeah, it's corny, but that's what's funny about it. The lyrics are so dramatic, yet the tune is so happy and light-hearted. Over and out.
Okay. Side B.
Two.
Side two.
No B-sides, I know, mate. No B-side, mate. It's cruddy. Yeah.
Let's go back.
Let's go back. That's all right, Frank. That's okay.
Side two.
Two.
Correction.
Take that back. Two.
Number 2.
Here we go. Side 2. That's how it starts here. Living in a Dream. Folks, there's a long story behind this one. This song was written... Here we go on tape there. Okay, Frank. Don't worry. This song was written many years ago, actually, before Psuedo Echo even, actually. I wrote this when I was just a cabinet maker. No, I don't want to drink. When I was just a cabinet maker, upstairs, don't say about the cabinet maker too much, you can if you want, because I know you will, because you like print those sort of things. Okay, and I remember I just ran upstairs, and I was doing something, I was working, I'm lucky I worked for my dad, I thought, well, what about the sack? I had this riff in my head, I said, all of a sudden I hear this dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. I said, here we go, I've got a tune. I ran upstairs with my cassette recorder and sung dum-dum-dum-dum-dum like that into the recorder and had that riff. And all of a sudden I just got all these inspirations of words and everything all at once. They were bombarding me. Melodies, walking in a strange light. Don't ask me what it's about, because reading the lyrics, you would be very confused. It's sort of like a dream, because dreams don't really make sense usually, do they? They're lots of little stories all put together, and anything happens. And that's why it says all these weird and wonderful things about dreams. And it's about when you live in a dream, and sometimes you have to face reality and any of that sort of rubbish like that anyway. And I had this song brewing away there for yonks, and I remember nobody sort of thought it would suit Psuedo Echo in the younger days when we first did the first album. And the second album, I just thought this is where it's going to come out of its coffin and hit the road. And we introduced it towards the end of the tour, and it took off like lightning, didn't it, James? It just hit them. They just had a new song, and they were fanging for new material. And
Mark was hot on this as well.
yeah, Mr. Berry said this was a happening tune. Really gutsy, plenty of guitar there. Very aggressive, tough song. So everybody was happy, and that was it.
And Valentine's playing brass.
Oh, yes, I forgot to mention there. Frank, on this we've got some real brass, as in Try, which we forgot to mention before. In the middle 8 of Try, go back, the paragraphs, there Try's got real brass in the middle 8 there, and real congas.
Who's that on Try?
Try, I think
Peter
it
Salt
was Peter
and
Salt, Greg Flood, and Alex Pettit was playing percussion on Try. This is Try, go back, put this on Living in a Dream. Back to Living in a Dream. Living in a Dream has got real brass and synthesizer brass blended together. The best of both worlds, techno and realo. It's got everybody in there. It's got Bob Vinier in there. And it hasn't got the other two characters. It's got Bob Vinier playing trumpet in there.
And James Valentine.
And James Valentine from the Models playing his saxophonio.
We forgot about Kate Soprano and Try.
Oh, look, back to Try again, Frank. We forgot somebody in there. Kate Soprano, Kate Soprano singing the high harmony, the little female voice in there. You never got the notion. Really high because I couldn't sing it. So we got Katie to sing a nice little soft voice in there. That's all.
That's for Try.
For Try, don't muck that up with Living in a Dream. Back to Living in a Dream. It's just sparking off memories, this song. Now, Living in a Dream, yeah, the brass players, as we mentioned, blended with synthesizers and Fearlights and what have you. Oh, a bit of Toto blended in here. This is really off the wall now. This is, what do they call it? Hot off the press. This is very intimate details, Frank. We've never told anybody this, but the true case is the guitar in this song on the chorus. It's got me playing, obviously, playing all the good bits is by me. But then on the chorus, it's got me and believe it or not, doubled up with Steve Lukather from Toto's guitar, sampled. Because in a Fairlight, and then transferred onto our record, the guitar sound of life.
Then transferred to our emulator.
And now we've got it in our emulator for live, as well as my guitar. So every night we play with Steve Lukather on stage, and he doesn't even know it, because Barry produced their band and pinched their master tapes and gave us a few samples for free. And that is technology for you, isn't it? Just goes to show you what you can do these days. And it's an amazing piece of equipment, isn't it? These instruments. Okay, and that's quite an aggressive and techno song too. Okay, any more in there? What else is in there? Nothing. That's it. Okay, over and out. I ask you why, Frank. This is the next
demo tape.
A demo tape, was it?
I think it is.
Oh, this. What am I saying? James sent this in when he auditioned for the band. This was an instrumental version of this song. He sent it in to show off his skills of songwriting and keyboard playing, and not of programming synthesizer sounds, obviously, because they had cruddy sounds on it. But they were alright, cheap synthesizers.
Sparked off this.
Yeah, it gave us a bit of a go though. I said I like the cruddy sounds, got away from our good sounds. And James showed us his talents on that one. And I just got so much inspiration, didn't I, when I heard that. I was singing all these hip tunes all of a sudden. All these melodies were jumping all over the place. And it just sort of fell together. Another one of those ones, didn't it? Bit of arranging, change the arrangements, bit of happening drum sound, bit of techno at the start there.
Yeah. Actually, the start bit's a mistake.
Oh, what are you going to tell them about this? Frank, the start of the song, when it goes and then it starts and the drums stop and the band comes in, was actually a mistake on our demo tape. We accidentally erased, James accidentally erased the drum track for a perfect measure of four bars, lovely. And
the producer liked it.
And the producer said, I like that, Brian, it's great. What the hell's going on there? And it grew on us because we've been listening to the demo so long with it like that we did it like that on the record, and it's quite an unusual introduction to the song. Yes, a very, very good one. And then again, some very touching lyrics in this song. Too touching to mention the actual subject. Very sensitive subject on my behalf there. And Glenn Anthony chipping in again on the sensitive songs. A nice little many questions stare in front of me and their answers through my dreams. I'll keep on searching, though no one can see, for I wonder what this means. That was what I wrote on the end because I didn't understand it.
I thought that was through.
Where?
Throw.
Where throw? And their answers throw my dreams. Throw them. No, see, because he's asking people, all these questions in front of him, and when he finds out things, they upset him, when he finds out the answers. And then he says, I'll keep on searching, and though no one can see. And then I wrote at the end of it to be funny, for I wonder what this means. Because I didn't know what he meant when he first said it. Then I understood. Yeah, I did. I really did. But then I knew after that. But it just made sense to put that anyway. And this is a song about, when you think everything's really good and that, sudden things can happen, like sad things can happen in life. And you often ask yourself why. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah. But then again, you can still carry on. like we did, and wrote a hit out of it, and capitalised on it. That's horrible. But my grandfather